Made it good. I'm
Big
here.
time.
I'm here.
We'll have an opening statement by Coach Campy and then open it up for questions for the student athletes.
Obviously, I'm really, really pleased, and it's more than Bowling Green and all the stuff that was going on tonight, which, by the way, I told him I didn't want, but his doesn't listen. I'm really pleased, and as I just told them in the locker room, we took, in all my years of doing this, I've taken some great teams back-to-back to Big Ten arenas. And we might win one, or we play really good, and then the next one, we just don't have it, and we get our butt kicked. Only twice before this have we ever gone back-to-back against Power Fives and play the way we played this past week. And so now I'm thinking, driving home from Illinois, I think we're really good, right? Now, there's been nothing in my mind to say that all summer or all year. I mean, I think I believe I've got a really talented, deep team. I think we have some warts that we got, as coaches, we got to fix. And I think we can, but I always thought we have a chance, you know. But driving home from Illinois, I'm thinking, I haven't had many teams. I mean, we went to Ohio State, sure won a game. Ball in our hands with a minute to go, down one. Then we go to Illinois, and you know, we lead for quite a bit of the game, and it's tied with 6 or 7 minutes to go, and we go through a scoring drought, which, to do those things, you have to have talented players. But I wanted to see it against our level, and tonight against an undefeated MAC team, I think that we maybe showed some things. And so I'm really excited about our future. The problem is the schedule is so daunting. There's no game we can look at and say, oh, that's a win. We've got to go play. It's going to make us better, but we've got to stick together and fight through this tough schedule. And 15 days from now, we go to Detroit in league play, and we got to be ready.
For Trey, this is the second time you've led the team in assists. I know that was something you really wanted to focus on in the offseason. How do you feel you're progressing with your passing?
I think I'm progressing a good amount. We work every day in practice, and we have this summer on me passing out double teams because we obviously saw a lot of that last year. But just making it a lot easier is the guys that we have that can make shots, like DQ 4 from 3. Jack's going to shoot it well. Any day, any of our 4 guards that are in at the time can make 3, so they just make my job a lot easier. They're also helping with getting to spots where, I'm going through progressions that helps me out knowing where they're going to be. But, I just give them the credit because they're making the shots. I'm just passing it to them.
DQ 4 tonight. There's been a lot of great shooters in this gym that love shooting in this gym. How is it so far for you?
I love shooting in here. Ever since day one when I first made my first 3 in here, it just feels it's amazing. The whole crowd going crazy. Trying to get a stop and get another one, and Trey looking for everybody. We're all just looking for each other, trying to make each other better.
Coach.
I'll go with them and get them out of here, and then I'll answer anything you want. I'll stay as long as you want me to stay.
So, DK, you were really effective tonight off the bench. How do you keep that forward? How do you keep it up moving forward?
It's an everyday process. Every day in practice, I'm grinding, trying to be the best player, best teammate I can be. So coming off the bench is not a problem. I'm just trying to be that spark plug that the team needs off the bench to help us get victories like this we need every night.
Trey, team-wise, rebounding, is that, you hung in there again on the glass tonight with a team that has a lot of size. Is that something that is an emphasis every game?
That's something that's been an emphasis all my years here. I feel we haven't had crazy size most of the years, but this year we have some decent size and some really good athletes to go along with that size, especially getting Baru back, just having him out there. Even though he's not a 7-footer, he can jump higher than anyone in the gym. And just seeing him, go and attack the glass, getting the ball at the highest point, inspires everyone else. And Isaiah Jones is great offensive and defensive rebounding, and just having guys that are willing to rebound and do whatever is best for the team, the dirty work and stuff like that. It's great to see. And obviously, that's rebounding is one of the biggest things that we want to focus on because, we're going to shoot it. There's going to be a handful of rebounds. So that's just great to see that we're progressing against these 3 teams that we've played so far.
Trey, just want to put an emphasis on your amount of assists that you had constantly over the past few games. You know, you lead the team in assists. With that being said, today you were a great facilitator, I guess, and you were also a leading scorer on the team as of right now, with Blake being out of the rotation right now. How do you incorporate everybody into the game, making sure their confidence level is staying high and making sure that they feel involved in the game and needed as a player?
I think it goes into practice. Obviously, it hurts not having Blake out there because he is, the vocal leader of our team, the main guy that gets everyone going. I think today everyone did a great job of that. It wasn't just myself kind of leading out there. Everyone was confident, and it's easy to do that when you're up and making shots. But I think these guys have the capability to lead when, we're down and we really need to lead. And like I told Griff earlier, the assists just come with the fact that the guys know that I'm looking for them. Like, obviously I like to score, but I know double teams, triple teams are coming, and they know that they're going to get the pass out. And to see them hit shots, it only gives me more confidence to pass to them, and it gives them more confidence to keep shooting, making the shots. So, it's a win-win that goes along with that.
Question for DQ, Pontiac kid, here in the arena. Sure, you had, lots of family and stuff like that in the building tonight. For you to show out like that, and look, that's on brand. You made over 100 threes, at Henry Ford. How'd that feel tonight?
It was great. It was great having all my family there. It's a blessing. Shooting a ball like that is something I love to do. I love to make threes, get the crowd going. Trey's looking for me. All my teammates are looking for me if I'm open. So it's a blessing. I love the gym, love everything about it.
All right, guys. Get out of here.
Thank you.
Cam.
Let the young man in the green go if you wanted to ask me a question.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, right here.
So, Coach, the closeout defense was incredible tonight. You held the Falcons to just 25% from three. How do you keep that effort up moving forward? Because, in the zone defense, the three-pointer can be a tough thing to guard.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although our zone is designed to take the three away. Through 3 games now, you add this in. We came in tonight giving up in 2 Big Ten arenas. We're giving up 28% from the three. That went down tonight with 25. So we're doing our job. The biggest, we saw some things we hadn't seen, and they really did a nice job of getting into the mid post. And I thought we really adjusted well. They had an overload. My staff saw something. I didn't see it. My staff saw it. We made an adjustment. We took that away. And I thought the kids really did a great job of adjusting to what they were doing. We had no idea what they were going to do because the coach is in his first year there, and they've never played against our defense. So, I thought our team did a great job. The zone is designed to try and stop three-point shots. But the key was rebounding. And last year, Bowling Green just killed us on the offensive glass. And this year, they had 7 at halftime. I wasn't too happy about that. They had 1 in the second half. And they missed a lot of shots and only had 1. And we held them 43% from the floor, 25 from the three. So, the big thing is Rocket, in the middle of the second half, Rocket grew up a little bit and trying to play the point guard for us. And it was starting to get away from what we wanted. It became a pickup game. We really controlled the tempo. In the first half, I don't know if you really looked at the stats, but they had 28 points in the first half. And they had 17 of those 28 points were either off a steal. They ran through the passing lane a couple times and got steals, or an offensive rebound, which means in 20 minutes of basketball, they only scored 9 points against our defense. And so we knew that if we could keep the pace at our pace, not turn it into an up and down game, and pick up and not let them offensive rebound, that we would win the game. And we did that. And as it started to get away from us in the middle of the second half, Rocket really did a wonderful job of not taking what was there and backing it down and force feeding the tempo. And that's why we stayed in the games with the 10 teams, is because we really controlled tempo in both those games. And for us to be successful, we've got to control tempo, because you've got to guard Trey Townsend, right? We got to get his touches. We got to get Conway touches. We got to get touches at the rim and get our threes on kickouts or offset plays. And we did a fantastic job of that How was Merchant on TV?
She was very good,
Was she?
very good.
I'm surprised by that.
She's very, very good. Camp, game one without Blake Lampman and DQ Cole kind of slid in pretty nicely, didn't it?
Well, we made a decision before the game. He practiced as a starter all week when Blake was out. And I just, when Blake gets back, DQ's going to be that sixth man. And I want him comfortable in that position, so I didn't start him. I mean, he deserves to start probably without Blake, but I wanted to keep him in that position and get him comfortable this year as the sixth man. And he really, most kids, when you go up to them and they think they're going to start and they don't, could have pouted, and he did. And he goes, "Yeah, coach, I got you." And he gave me, he played 28 minutes. Those are starter minutes. And he's going to play starter minutes all year. I've said since he got here, I think he's going to be a superstar. Especially with JC kids, it's a slow process. They've got to marinate and learn and get better. And he will. And boy, he knocked down shots tonight. Without Blake, we needed that.
Coach, you see spurts from Chris Conway where he's dominant offensively. Do you think that there's a breakout game coming soon?
Chris is always, I've told him since he got here, and his struggles for minutes have always been the defensive side of the ball and rebounding. And in that first half, 3 of those offensive rebounds they got were his issue. And, I'm not going to give up on him because of there aren't a lot of post players that play in the Horizon League that can score the ball the way he can score it in the post. And when you put him next to Trey, you got to make a decision who's guarding who, right? And not many teams have 2 unbelievable defensive post presence. So we've just got to find who the weakest link is, and he's got to play. He's got to play 20. He played 18 minutes tonight. That's about right. And it's about right because I got to get Peru minutes, and then Andre Polk got a chance to be really good too, and we've got to get him minutes. He's injured and doesn't get to practice much in that, but I got to get him more minutes. I tried to play him at Ohio State, and he fouled out in 4 minutes. So I got to get him more minutes. So it's a good problem to have. We had 10 guys score tonight. It's been a while since Oakland's had 10 people score in a basketball game that was, I don't know if it was a close game, but it was either team could have won until about 4 minutes to go.
Questions? I got one more.
You sure?
I think so.
All right.
So at the end, Michael Rogers had a couple chances to get the final 80 points to get everybody Buddy's Pizza. What was your feeling at that moment when he was missed the first 2 and then actually made the second?
I didn't know that it was 80 because it's been 85. And I think because, we used to score 90 a game, so they moved it up to 85. The old days it was 80, but we would beat it every game. So Buddy's wanted it up higher. Now the last few years we're playing at a different tempo. I didn't know they'd moved it down to 80. And so the way the crowd was reacting, I looked at Smitty and I said, "Is Buddy's 80? And he goes, "No, I don't know. Why would I know, And then I could just tell by the reaction of the crowd. And I told their coach afterwards, I go, "The reason I let him play that out is because these people wanted that free Buddy's Pizza, and that's the only reason." And he reacted the same way I would have. Go get it. Let them have their pizza. So yeah, now that I know it's 80, we'll always try and get 80 because that's probably the most important thing.
Thanks.
If they're fed, right, then they're going to come back. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.